Your musical scrapbook on Here's to Veterans. Here's to Veterans, a salute from this radio station to former servicemen and women, produced by the Veterans Administration. Your musical scrapbook is filled with memories of the great entertainers who made America's music over the past 25 years. A man who produced many hit recordings during those years is Dave Dexter, now with the show business magazine Billboard. Dave, today we're featuring Julia Lee.
Well, on this program, we're going to go back to Kansas City, Jackson County, the voice and the piano of Julia Lee. Julia Lee made several hit records, but they were mostly records in the late 1940s, which were restricted to jukeboxes. And yet, her renown was throughout the Middle West. Everybody loved Julia. She was a lovely person and a fine, fine musician. Let's start it off with Julia with that old tune that goes back forever. And she, at the piano, she's also singing, and she's got some fine musicians from Hollywood going right along with her, including Benny Carter on alto saxophone. I'm Forever Blowing Bubbles.
I'm forever blowing bubbles, pretty bubbles in the air. They fly so high, nearly reach the sky. Just like my dreams, they fade and die. Fortune's always hiding. I've looked everywhere. I'm forever blowing bubbles, pretty bubbles in the air. I'm forever blowing bubbles, pretty bubbles in the air. They fly so high, nearly reach the sky. Just like my dreams, they fade and die. Fortune's always hiding. I've looked everywhere. I'm forever blowing bubbles, pretty bubbles in the air.
In a moment, we're going to drag your heart around a little bit with Julia Lee, but first, listen to these words from the VA.
Many of you listening to me now are veterans. There are more than 29 million of us around, but some listeners may still be in military service. I'd like you and your families to know you have many good things coming after your discharge, and that's the reason behind the Veterans Administration's program called Operation Outreach. The general idea is for the VA to reach all veterans and those soon-to-be veterans to tell them about their entitlements. Up to 6 months before you're scheduled to leave military service, a VA benefits counselor may visit, phone, or write you at your active duty station. VA counselors visit military bases and hospitals, ships, and separation centers. Of course, if you're still in service, you don't have to wait for a visit from a VA representative. I'll be back to tell you where you can get information about your veterans' benefits right away. But first, here again, Dave Dexter.
Julia Lee had never played an organ, but on one of our sessions in Kansas City at Vic Damon's studios downtown there in Jackson County, there was an organ sitting there in the studio, and after we had recorded several titles, I asked Julia if she'd try it. And she said, well, I've tried about everything but an organ. So she sat down, and so help me, in one take, she made this next record, a really, truly heart-rending ballad that went back way before my time, and perhaps even before hers. Let's listen now to Julia Lee as she sings and plays the organ with Draggin' My Heart Around.
I'm here all alone, heart sick and weary, trying my best to be bright and cheery while you're having your fun, dragging my heart around. You keep doing things I try not to notice, but everyone knows just who the goat is. There's no other one dragging my heart around. Most all the time, you treat me like any old stranger. But I won't give you up. I'll be just like a little old dog in the manger. I've been a fool. How can you blame me? So deep in love, no one can change me. While you're having your fun, dragging my heart around.
Well, it's so nice, so bittersweet to reminisce with Julia Lee and her boyfriends. That's the billing she had back there in those years. Julia's not with us anymore, but her music still is. She made many, many records for Capitol, and I think most all of them were different. They were unique. Nobody ever quite sounded like our Julia. Well, we're going to have some more up-to-date information here from the VA, and then we're going to get right back to Julia Lee.
Yes, Dave, you know, earlier I mentioned that the Veterans Administration has a program called Operation Outreach. Its purpose is to contact all veterans and those who will soon be veterans to let them know their entitlements under the GI Bill. I mentioned that benefits counselors start contacting those still in service up to 6 months before their discharge. The counselors explain housing, education, training, and all other GI Bill benefits. If you're in service, though, you don't have to wait for a contact from the VA to find out what's coming to you. Any Veterans Administration Assistance Center or service organization can give you full details on your entitlements. Your family may have benefits coming, too, especially if you have a service-related disability. The Veterans Administration exists to serve you and your family. Contact them. And now here again, Dave Dexter.
We had a fine bunch of musicians in the studio the night we made this next one in Hollywood. I remember Red Callender was on bass and fine musicians, and I kind of think, if I remember right, that it was Red Nichols playing trumpet. That would make Red Callender, Red Nichols, and Julia Lee, and she's warning them, Mama don't allow it.
Mama don't allow no alto playing in here. Mama don't allow no alto playing in here. Benny don't care what Mama don't allow, blow his alto anyhow. Mama don't allow no alto playing in here. Mama don't allow no trumpet playing in here. Mama don't allow no trumpet playing in here. Bobby don't care what Mama don't allow, blow his trumpet anyhow. Mama don't allow no trumpet playing in here. Mama don't allow no trombone playing in here. Mama don't allow no trombone playing in here. Vic don't care what Mama don't allow, blow his trombone anyhow. Mama don't allow no trombone playing in here. Mama don't allow no 88 in here. don't care what mama don't allow. Beat this 88 anyhow. Mama don't allow no 88 in here.
More music now by Julia Lee. Julia at the piano and, of course, at the vocal microphone. The trombone solo here is by Vic Dickinson, one of the fine ones, came out of the Basie Band many, many years ago, and he's still one of the fine ones in the 70s. Julia Lee sings a song that actually was written in Kansas City. The original lyrics, that was before all the cut-ins came and all the Hollywood writers cut in on it, changed the lyrics around, and took part of the composer's credit until the real thing comes along.
I would work for you, slave for you, work my body to the grave for you. If that isn't love, it'll have to do till the real thing comes along. I would moan for you, groan for you, work my fingers to the bone for you. If that isn't love, it'll have to do till the real thing comes along. I'm like a ship that's lost at sea. Won't somebody come and save for me? If you should leave me, you know it would grieve me. If you should leave, you know we both would grieve. I would lie, cry, steal, beg, borrow, sigh for you. Lay my mellow body down and die for you. If that isn't love, it'll have to do till the real thing comes along. Steal, beg, borrow, sigh for you. Lay my mellow body down and die for you. If that isn't love, it'll have to do till the real thing comes along.
Well, such a pleasure. I do wish it could continue on and on and on, because we've got, maybe 150 Julia Lee records that we made years ago. And I think you'll agree they're not quite like what you hear on the radio these days. I hope you enjoyed Julia Lee. This is Dave Dexter in Hollywood, and all I can say is thank you and so long, everybody.
Thanks to Billboard Magazine's Dave Dexter for presenting your musical scrapbook as a tribute to America's veterans. This radio station has contributed broadcast time in the public interest to this program, produced by the Veterans Administration. All of us join in saying, here's to veterans.